In the days when the old Oyo Empire was still young, before guns replaced bows and iron charms ruled the land, there lived a young hunter named Adeyemi. He was strong, brave, and known across the villages for his aim. When he drew his bow, even the fastest antelope could not escape. But Adeyemi had one weakness: loneliness. He had no wife, no children, and no one waiting for him when he returned from the forest each evening. The other hunters would laugh and say, "Ah, Adeyemi, the forest loves you more than any woman." He would smile and shake his head, but deep inside, the words pained him. One evening, as the sun was dying behind the tall palm trees, Adeyemi followed the trail of a golden antelope, an animal said to appear only to those whose destiny was about to change. He chased it deep into the forest, far beyond where any man had gone. There, the air grew cold, and the trees whispered his name. When he finally reached a small stream, the golden antelope vanished, just like smoke. But then he saw her. Across the water stood a woman glowing softly in the fading light. Her name, she said, was Moronkeji, meaning "I have found someone to care for." Her skin was smooth like polished wood, her voice like soft rain, and her eyes deep as a midnight lake. Adeyemi froze. "Are you of this world?" he whispered. Moronkeji smiled. "Does it matter?" From that day, the hunter's life changed. Each evening, he went to the same stream, and there she would be, waiting. They talked about the forest, about the moon, about dreams, and slowly he fell in love. But there was one rule she gave him: never follow me after sunset. Never ask where I go. If you love me truly, let that be enough. For months, Adeyemi kept his promise. The village began to notice his joy. His eyes were brighter, his songs louder, his hunts more successful. Old women whispered, "He has met a spirit bride. Such love never ends well." But Adeyemi didn't care. He was finally happy. One night, however, his curiosity grew too heavy. As she turned to leave, he followed her quietly through the mist. The path twisted through dark trees until they reached a hidden valley. There, under the moonlight, he saw a village of spirits, silent and pale, their feet not touching the ground. And among them was his beloved, Moronkeji, no longer shining, but wearing white cloth and beads of bone. He gasped. A cold wind rose. The spirits turned. Their eyes glowed red, and a voice like thunder filled the air. "You broke the vow, mortal. You followed love into death." Adeyemi tried to run, but the forest had changed. Every tree looked the same. Every path circled back. Then everything went black. He woke up 3 days later in his hut, weak and covered in marks. The elders said they found him near the stream, cold and trembling, whispering her name. From that day, Adeyemi was never the same. He no longer hunted. He sat by the stream, staring into the water, waiting. And sometimes, on moonlight nights, the villagers would see a woman's shadow beside him, her hand brushing his cheek like wind. Years passed. When Adeyemi died, they buried him near that stream. The next morning, the villagers found a small flowering tree growing from his grave, its petals shining like gold. They say Moronkeji returned that night to stand by the tree, crying softly, her tears becoming dew. And from that day, the forest stayed peaceful, as if guarded by two souls that had loved beyond death. Love without trust is like hunting in the dark. You may find something beautiful, but lose your way trying to see it clearer.